In the labyrinthine world of finance, where fortunes rise and fall like a roller coaster,
Frankfurt is down by 9%, the Paris market down by 9%.
the truth can be an elusive prey. But lurking in the shadows, there's a knight in shining armor, Hindenburg Research. A name that in recent years has struck terror into the hearts of fraudulent corporations and given hope to the beleaguered investors who have unwittingly been drawn into their web of deception. This is a journey through the thrilling rise of Hindenburg Research, the fearless crusaders of corporate transparency, and the explosive revelations that have rocked the business world. So buckle up as we embark on an exhilarating ride filled with intrigue, scandal, and shattered illusions.
Hindenburg is a name that our audience clearly knows.
Hindenburg is not some bucket shop, one person running it. They've made some big calls in the past.
This is a highly respected firm whose track record has been correct so far.
Every great story has a beginning, and Hindenburg Research's tale is no different. Our protagonist, Nate Anderson, was once just an ordinary investor navigating the turbulent waters of the stock market. He began his financial career working for FactSet Research Systems Incorporated. He described his experiences to the Wall Street Journal by saying, he realized they were doing a lot of run-of-the-mill analysis. There was a lot of conformity. He then took a job vetting potential investments for the private wealth management services of wealthy people. But he had something that set him apart, an unerring instinct for sniffing out corporate wrongdoing. This led him to co-found Hindenburg Research, a boutique financial research firm with a singular mission: to expose fraud and deceit in the corporate world. He has stated that his decision to specialize in financial fraud investigations was inspired by Harry Markopolos, a financial fraud investigator who was instrumental in uncovering the Bernie Madoff's investment scandal. He worked with Markopolos on the Platinum Partners investigation, which resulted in 7 executives being charged with securities fraud. In 2014, he started reporting suspected fraud to American authorities in the hopes of receiving government rewards. After he founded Hindenburg Research, he went head-to-head with some of the biggest names in corporate America. His modus operandi: rigorous investigation, fearless reporting, and a commitment to unearthing the truth, no matter how deep it was buried. He ended up bankrupting some of the biggest corporations. One of his biggest victories was against Nikola Corporation. Hindenburg had released a report titled Nikola: How to Parlay an Ocean of Lies into a Partnership with the Largest Auto OEM in America. With the help of whistleblowers and former employees, called out a vast array of alleged lies and deceptions by Nikola in the years leading up to its proposed partnership with General Motors. Among dozens of other issues, Hindenburg pointed out that Nikola's in-motion promotional video for its Nikola One Semi was nothing more than the truck being rolled down a hill in the Utah desert. The Hindenburg report alleged that Nikola was lying about its technology and the performance of its products. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and the U.S. Department of Justice investigated these claims, and Trevor Milton, the founder of Nikola, was ultimately convicted of fraud charges. When the jury found Trevor Milton guilty on 3 fraud charges, the biggest of which carries a 20-year prison term, Mr. Anderson felt vindicated. He said, "I think it's a significant victory for white-collar criminal prosecution in America."
It often doesn't go well for the company being targeted by Hindenburg.
To understand how Hindenburg Research operates, we must delve into their arsenal of investigative tools. Their secret weapon, a combination of meticulous data analysis, undercover research, and a network of insiders willing to spill the beans on corporate wrongdoing. They also have a knack for spotting the telltale signs of fraudulent activity, such as unusual accounting practices and dubious partnerships. Hindenburg Research prepares an investigation report on a target company by going through its public records, internal corporate documents, and by talking to its employees. Its website describes its activities as follows: while we used fundamental analysis to aid our investment decision-making, we believe the most impactful research results from uncovering hard-to-find information from atypical sources. In particular, we often look for situations where companies may have any combination of accounting irregularities, bad actors in management or key service provider roles, undisclosed related party transactions, illegal or unethical business or financial reporting practices, undisclosed regulatory, product, or financial issues. The report is then circulated to Hindenburg's limited partners, who, together with Hindenburg, take a short position in the target company before publicly releasing the report. Hindenburg takes profits if the target company's share price declines. In January 2023, Hindenburg revealed that it has a short positions in India's Adani Group and flagged debt and accounting concerns. Concurrently, Hindenburg released a report claiming that Indian conglomerate Adani Group has engaged in a brazen stock manipulation and accounting fraud scheme over the course of decades. Soon after the report's release, Adani Group companies experienced an acute decline in their share prices. By the end of February 2023, the group lost $150 billion in value. Gautam Adani's personal net worth came down as he fell from third richest in the world to 30th richest within a month after the report was published.
Over the last 3 years, since 2020, when Bloomberg's analyzed what Hindenburg's done, they have published reports on about 13 names. Those stocks have taken a beating on the day of the report, but 6 months later have still remained lower than that mark. So there's at least some validity to the fact that investors take these reports seriously.
In an age where information travels at the speed of light, social media plays a pivotal role in Hindenburg Research's crusade. Their reports go viral, sparking widespread discussions and investigations. But it's not just about their own research. Hindenburg actively collaborates with other journalists, regulatory bodies, and even the public to ensure that their findings lead to tangible consequences. They have recently released a report on Icon Enterprises. They classified the structure of Icon Enterprises' dividend structure as Ponzi-like, and noted Jefferies Group's research on Icon Enterprises as being one of the worst cases of sell-side research malpractice they've seen. The impact of Hindenburg Research's exposés extends far beyond the companies they target. Their work has led to increased scrutiny of the entire financial industry, shining a light on the need for greater transparency and accountability. As a result, investors are becoming more vigilant, and companies are forced to clean up their act to avoid falling under Hindenburg's piercing gaze. Not everyone is a fan of Hindenburg Research, and their methods have faced their fair share of criticism. Some argue that their short-selling activities are motivated purely by profit, while others accuse them of being reckless and overly aggressive in their pursuit of corporate malfeasance.
Short sellers obviously have a bad reputation. There's this notion that you're betting, on someone else's failure.
In a world where truth often hides behind a labyrinth of lies, Hindenburg Research emerges as a beacon of hope. Their relentless pursuit of justice and transparency has exposed the underbelly of corporate deceit and, in doing so, has given voice to the voiceless. Whether you view them as heroes or villains, there's no denying the undeniable impact they've had on the world of finance. In the end, Hindenburg Research reminds us that even in the most convoluted of landscapes, there are those who are unafraid to stand up for what's right, to unmask the titans of deceit, and to ensure that honesty and integrity prevail. So, it's time to ponder the future. What lies ahead for Hindenburg Research, and what does their rise signify for the world of business and finance? Will their work lead to lasting change in corporate culture, or will it remain a fleeting moment of reckoning? Their story is far from over, and as long as corporate fraud exists, they'll be there, watching, waiting, and ready to strike.